Hello, future pharmacists, and welcome back to RX Guru, your ultimate source for all things pharmacy related. Today we are diving into the fascinating world of human anatomy and physiology. In this series, we will be exploring the first chapter of Human Anatomy and Physiology 1, Introduction to the Human Body. This chapter serves as the foundation for understanding the intricate workings of the human body, which is essential knowledge for any aspiring pharmacy student. But before we get started, if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update from RX Guru. We're here to support you on your journey to becoming a top-notch pharmacist. Alright, let's kick things off by answering the question, what exactly is the introduction to the human body all about? Introduction to Anatomy and Physiology. What is anatomy? Anatomy is the study of the structure and organization of living organisms. It involves the examination of the physical components of the body, such as bones, muscles, organs, and tissues. Example, histology, study of tissue. What is physiology? Physiology is the study of how living organisms function. It involves the examination of the chemical and physical processes that occur within the body, such as metabolism, respiration, and circulation. Example, neurophysiology, study of functions of neurons. Cells and tissues in the human body. Cells. Cells are the basic building blocks of all living organisms. They are the smallest unit of life that can carry out all the functions necessary for life, including growth, reproduction, and response to stimuli. In the human body, there are many different types of cells, each with a specific function. Cells are formed through the process of cell division, where a single cell divides into two identical daughter cells. Tissues. Tissues are groups of cells that work together to perform a specific function. There are four main types of tissues in the human body: epithelial, connective, muscle, and nervous. Tissues are formed through the process of cell differentiation, where cells become specialized to perform a specific function. Levels of structural organization in the human body. Chemical level. The chemical level is the simplest level of organization and involves the interactions between atoms and molecules. These interactions are essential for the proper functioning of cells and tissues in the cellular level. The cellular level involves the basic unit of life, the cell. Cells are specialized to perform specific functions and work together to form tissues and organs. Tissue level. The tissue level involves groups of cells that work together to perform a specific function. There are four main types of tissues in the body: epithelial, connective, muscle, and nervous. Organ level. The organ level involves two or more tissues working together to perform a specific function. Examples of organs include the heart, lungs, and kidneys. System level. The system level involves multiple organs working together to perform a specific function. There are 11 organ systems in the human body, including the digestive, respiratory, and nervous systems. Organismal level. The organismal level involves all the organ systems working together to maintain homeostasis and keep the body functioning properly. Body system. There are 11 systems in human body. They are as following. Integumentary system. Overview. The integumentary system is made up of the skin, hair, nails, and various glands. It serves as a protective barrier between the body and the external environment, regulating body temperature and providing sensory information. Functions. Protection. The skin acts as a physical barrier against harmful substances and pathogens, preventing them from entering the body. Thermoregulation. The skin helps regulate body temperature through sweating and blood vessel constriction and dilation. Sensation. The skin contains sensory receptors that allow us to feel touch, pressure, temperature, and pain. Vitamin D synthesis. The skin produces vitamin D when exposed to sunlight, which is important for bone health and immune function. The skeletal system. Overview. The skeletal system is composed of bones, cartilage, ligaments, and tendons. Functions. Supports and protects body, provides surface area for muscle attachments, aids body movements, houses cells that produce blood cells, stores minerals and lipids, fats. The muscular system. Overview. The muscular system is responsible for the movement and stability of the human body. It is composed of over 600 muscles that work together to support posture, generate heat, and enable movement. Functions. Participates in body movements, such as walking, maintains posture, produces heat. The nervous system. Overview. The nervous system is a complex network of cells and fibers that transmit signals between different parts of the body. It is responsible for controlling and coordinating all bodily functions. The nervous system is divided into two main parts, the central nervous system, CNS, and the peripheral nervous system, PNS. Functions. Sensory input. The nervous system receives information from sensory organs such as the eyes, ears, nose, and skin, and processes this information to create a sensory experience. Integration. The nervous system integrates information from different sources and coordinates a response to the environment. Motor output. The nervous system sends signals to muscles and glands to produce movement and physiological responses. The cardiovascular system. Components. Blood, heart, and blood vessels. Functions. The cardiovascular system is responsible for the circulation of blood throughout the body, delivering oxygen and nutrients to the cells and removing waste products. It also helps regulate body temperature, pH balance, and electrolyte levels. The immune system. Components. Lymphatic fluid and vessels, spleen, thymus, lymph nodes, and tonsils, cells that carry out immune responses, B cells, T cells, and others. Functions. Returns proteins and fluid to blood, carries lipids from gastrointestinal tract to blood, contains sites of maturation and proliferation of B cells and T cells that protect against disease-causing microbes. The cardiovascular system. The cardiovascular system is responsible for the circulation of blood throughout the body, delivering oxygen and nutrients to the cells and removing waste products. It also helps regulate body temperature, pH balance, and electrolyte levels. The respiratory system. Transfers oxygen from inhaled air to blood and carbon dioxide from blood to exhaled air, helps regulate acid-base balance of body fluids, air flowing out of lungs through vocal cords produces sounds. The digestive system. Organs of gastrointestinal tract. A long tube that includes the mouth, pharynx, throat, esophagus, food tube, stomach, small and large intestines, and anus, are included in digestive system. Achieves physical and chemical breakdown of food, absorbs nutrients, eliminates solid wastes. The urinary system. It consists of kidneys, ureters, urinary bladder, and urethra. Produces, stores, and eliminates urine, eliminates wastes, and regulates volume and chemical composition of blood, helps maintain the acid-base balance of body fluids, maintains body's mineral balance, helps regulate production of red blood cells. The human reproductive system. The human reproductive system is a complex network of organs and tissues that work together to produce, transport, and fertilize gametes, sex cells, and support the development of a fetus. Female reproductive system. The female reproductive system includes the ovaries, fallopian tubes, uterus, cervix, and vagina. Male reproductive system. The male reproductive system includes the testes, epididymis, vas deferens, seminal vesicles, prostate gland, and urethra. Functions of the reproductive system. Production of gametes, eggs and sperm, for fertilization. Transportation of gametes to the site of fertilization, fallopian tubes in females, urethra in males. Fertilization of the egg by the sperm, resulting in the formation of a zygote. Development and nourishment of the fetus during pregnancy. Basic life processes. Responsiveness. Responsiveness is the body's ability to detect and respond to changes. For example, an increase in body temperature during a fever represents a change in the internal environment. Movement. Movement includes motion of the whole body, individual organs, single cells, and even tiny structures inside cells. For example, the coordinated action of leg muscles moves your whole body from one place to another when you walk or run. Growth. Growth is an increase in body size that results from an increase in the size of existing cells, an increase in the number of cells, or both. Differentiation. Differentiation is the development of a cell from an unspecialized to a specialized state. Such precursor cells, which can divide and give rise to cells that undergo differentiation, are known as stem cells. For example, red blood cells, and several types of white blood cells all arise from the same unspecialized precursor cells in red bone marrow. Reproduction. Reproduction refers either to 1. The formation of new cells for tissue growth, repair, or replacement, or 2. The production of a new individual. The formation of new cells occurs through cell division. The production of a new individual occurs through the fertilization of an ovum by a sperm cell to form a zygote, followed by repeated cell divisions and the differentiation of these cells. Respiration. Respiration is a crucial metabolic process that takes place in living cells in order to generate ATP or energy. The process involves the intake of oxygen and the release of carbon dioxide as a result of the oxidation of organic substances. By breaking down these organic substances, cells are able to produce the energy needed to carry out essential life processes. What is homeostasis? Homeostasis is the ability of the body to maintain a stable internal environment despite changes in external conditions. This is achieved through a complex system of feedback mechanisms that work together to regulate various bodily functions. For example, when you exercise, your body temperature increases. To maintain homeostasis, your body responds by increasing blood flow to the skin, which allows heat to escape. Additionally, you may start to sweat, which helps to cool your body down. These responses are all part of the body's effort to maintain a stable internal environment. How does homeostasis work? Homeostasis is the process by which the body maintains a stable internal environment despite changes in the external environment. This is achieved through a complex system of feedback loops that monitor and regulate various physiological parameters, such as body temperature, blood pressure, and glucose levels. One example of homeostasis in action is the regulation of body temperature. When the body becomes too hot, sweat glands produce sweat, which evaporates and cools the skin. Conversely, when the body becomes too cold, muscles contract to generate heat and blood vessels constrict to reduce heat loss. These processes are controlled by the hypothalamus, a region of the brain that acts as the body's thermostat. Examples of homeostasis in action. One example of homeostasis in action is the regulation of body temperature. When the body gets too hot, sweat glands release moisture onto the skin surface, which cools the body down through evaporation. Conversely, when the body gets too cold, muscles will contract to generate heat and shivering may occur. This process helps maintain a stable internal body temperature despite changes in external conditions. Another example of homeostasis is the control of blood sugar levels. The pancreas releases insulin when blood sugar levels are high, which allows cells to absorb glucose from the bloodstream for energy. When blood sugar levels are low, the pancreas releases glucagon, which prompts the liver to convert stored glycogen into glucose to raise blood sugar levels. This process helps keep blood sugar levels within a narrow range to prevent damage to organs and tissues. Feedback mechanisms in homeostasis. Negative feedback mechanisms. Negative feedback mechanisms are the primary means by which homeostasis is maintained in the body. These mechanisms work to counteract any changes to the body's internal environment and return it to its set point. For example, when body temperature rises above the set point, negative feedback mechanisms activate sweat glands to cool the body down. Positive feedback mechanisms. Positive feedback mechanisms are less common in the body but play an important role in certain processes. These mechanisms amplify changes to the body's internal environment and push it further from its set point. For example, during childbirth, positive feedback mechanisms cause the release of oxytocin, which increases contractions and pushes the baby out of the womb.